Gotta get everything set up real fast. Okay, got that. All right, that should be everything. But all right, we are up and ready. Hey guys, welcome to the final live stream of the season here. Got a pretty big night here with this double eviction here. Obviously, we are here at the final 7. After tonight, we'll be down to the final 5. Pretty self-explanatory. But yeah, we got a pretty fun night here ahead of us. A pretty interesting vote coming up just for this first round, and beyond that, like I feel like a number of things could happen with this double here. Who's your favorite player this season? I mean, Keanu's been fun at points. Like he has made some questionable comments, but like, I feel like for the most part he's fine. I mean, Vince is Vince, which I don't know if I like Vince by himself or if I just like the fact that like Terran Armstrong's been making fun of him like all season. So I feel like in general he's had an interesting arc. Probably go with Rachel. Probably I think Rachel's probably been the strongest character of the season so far, but obviously she's no longer with us, which is very sad and very unfortunate. Which, by the way, I did see Athena Mel's video today. It was about the White Locust twist. Calls it the worst twist in Big Brother history, which is completely fair. What time does it start? What time does it start? It starts at 8, so got about like 23 minutes until the start of the show. But as I alluded to a moment ago, I think we're set up for a pretty interesting night here. Where first up, we do have this final 7 vote. I mean, where I feel like it's been kind of all over the place or what will happen. Like, and a lot of it's due to Vince like kind of waffling and going back and forth here. However, the last I checked, we are in a situation to where depending on who wins the blockbuster, any one of these 3 could go home depending on who wins the blockbuster here. So again, I haven't had a chance. I've been busy today, so I haven't had a chance to like follow up the feeds too closely. However, the last I understood it, if Lauren wins the blockbuster tonight, we have Keanu versus Kelly. Then we would actually have a tie vote here where Ashley and Morgan would vote to evict Kelly here as a way of trying to break up this 3-person alliance of Ava, Kelly, and Lauren. They are final 3. Ashley and Morgan will want to break that up. And in turn, Lauren, who is part of that final 3, wants to keep Kelly around, votes out Keanu. Ava is on board to take out Keanu as well, causing a tie. And that would leave Vince having to break the vote here. That's actually why I do have his icon up here. Uh, I don't know where I'm pointing at. Here, up here. So Vince would need to break a tie. And it does seem like for now, he is on board to take out Kelly. From what I understood, he did say it was going to be like a game time decision, so I think that adds another layer of intrigue to it. However, again, obviously a major factor for Vince voting out Keanu is that Lauren wants him to do so. Vince, in a lot of ways, like wants to maintain a relationship with Lauren. Kind of burned her by putting her on the block to begin with, but has also been amenable to taking out Keanu as well, or taking out Kelly. I mean, to break up this trio. So I do think that's one route. Let me just reset it. So that's if Lauren wins the blockbuster. If Kelly wins the blockbuster here, we're kind of in a similar scenario here where you have Keanu versus Lauren. In that situation, it's seeming like it's going to be a tie yet again, where you have Ashley and Morgan wanting to break up this trio here, taking out Lauren. Morgan has been very much pushing for Lauren to be the target this week, where obviously she was very much involved in pushing Vince to put her up to begin with. And obviously, like, why put her up if you're not going to take her out? And while Morgan did consider the possibility of keeping Lauren, I do think at this point she is on board with Ashley to try to evict Lauren and has been pushing Vince quite hard to have that go through. So, similar situation here. We have Ava and Kelly voting to evict Keanu. Obviously, Kelly wanted to protect her ally in Lauren. Ava just not liking Keanu much. And we also have a tie here. Vince has to break this tie. And for now, it does seem like Vince would vote to evict Keanu. He does seem to want to keep out around Lauren. But obviously, you have Morgan in Vince's ear. And Vince has been so waffly over this decision that honestly, for all I know, he could vote to evict Lauren here. And I actually think it'd be quite funny and fitting for Vince to do that after he tried so hard to be an ally for her. And despite Lauren being loyal to him, like, he's been such a bad ally to her. So I do feel like that's something to consider. And then you have, what am I doing? What? Oh, I think I gotta reset all this. Okay. And then you have the scenario where Keanu wins the blockbuster here. So Keanu comes off, got Kelly versus Lauren. And the funny thing is, at least from what I understand, Lauren goes home in this scenario in a 3-1 vote. Again, you still have Ashley and Morgan voting to evict Lauren here. The key difference, though, is that you now have Keanu off the block, and Keanu has been very pro evicting Lauren here. He has talked for weeks about taking out Lauren. He has chewed out Vince for being too close to Lauren, thinks that Lauren is dragging down Vince's game, which again, maybe not the greatest thing to be saying, but that is how he feels. Ava goes to evict Kelly, but it's not going to matter here. Lauren just straight up goes. And Vince is obviously not wanting that to happen, but it is a possibility. So that's where we are coming into the double here. Now, I'm not entirely sure how much has changed since since the last time I checked, but from what I understand, that is where we currently sit with the actual evictions here. Let me read chat real fast. Unrelated to Big Brother, but thoughts on Poverty A versus World Game. I think it's the best game. Again, I think it's a pretty strong game. I did talk about it in my player ranking, but I feel like Poverty played a pretty solid winning game. I don't think it's perfect. Like, I think there are definitely points where she didn't get her way. Also points where she could have been targeted, but I think things just kind of fell through. But no, I think it was a pretty strong game, all things considered. I think it definitely elevated her legacy. Either Lauren and Kelly going home this week. I think Lauren's the least likely to win this blockbuster. So I did see what it was. So it's like you're like racing back and forth, like you're picking ball. You're gonna be picking balls out of the clown shoe box where it's like you're picking up balls and then you run upstairs to drop the balls into a tube. So I did see that at least. Again, like I think it seems like a pretty physical challenge. Like I think a lot of it will come down to like how quickly you can run up and down the stairs. Like because yes, well, accuracy will matter at the end of the day. Like I think like if someone's able to like I think the running back and forth like very much favors like the more athletic people, like the people that can just like get in a bunch of reps, just constantly getting balls and dropping it in. So we'll see what happens. Love your videos. Thanks, Archeon. Archeon or Archeon? Regardless, thank you so much. From a personal standpoint, who are you rooting for to win this game at this point? I think I'm fine with like an Ashley win. Like I think Ashley winning would be perfectly fine in my eyes. Like, I mean, obviously, like Keanu would be funny. I think that's something at least. But I think the others, it's like, I don't know. Like, I think Vince, like, again, Vince would be kind of funny just to like trash on him, like sort of similar to how I felt about Jag. Morgan, it'd be fine, I guess. Not entirely unexpected. Lauren, kind of boring. I think Kelly would be very frustrating. Ava, also kind of frustrating. I don't know. I think Ashley's probably like my genuine answer, but again, I'm not opposed to a Keanu win either. What do you expect to happen tonight then? So again, I just discussed what I think will happen in the blockbuster. I think the blockbuster could definitely impact a lot here. Um, but I think if we were going to the actual double here, like, so let's see. So I think so. Obviously, Vince can't win because he's outgoing HOH. So let's see. So let's see Morgan. I think Morgan would continue to. I guess Ashley and Morgan, like they probably would continue to target like that. Kelly, Lauren, Ava, the final three. I think they would want to weaken that as much as possible. So obviously, if Lauren or Kelly goes tonight, then I think they would just put up like the other two. And if like Keanu goes, then they would especially do that. So I think that's something to consider. I think they probably like. I think if one of them goes, I think if one of them goes in the after the blockbuster, they probably just put up like the other two. So like Lauren, Ava, and like whichever one survives. And then if the veto's used, probably just send out Keanu. Probably put up Keanu as like the replacement. So I think that's what they would do. Would Ashley put up Vince? I think that's a question. I could see a world where Ashley puts up Vince maybe as a replacement but I'm gonna rule it out. So there's that. Ava, I think if Ava, Lauren, or Kelly win, they probably just go straight for like Vince and Morgan. I think Lauren would especially go for Morgan in the spotlight because like they obviously were targeting each other before. So I think Lauren for sure puts up like Morgan and probably Keanu or Ashley. Like I don't know, like would Lauren put, I think Lauren has talked about wanting to put up Vince. Would she actually do it though? I think that's a question. Does Ashley put up Keanu? I mean, she might. I mean, because Keanu's still a pretty big target, so I think you definitely need to get out Keanu before the end. The question is like, does she see like the final three of like Ava, Lauren, and Kelly as like a bigger threat than Keanu on his own? I think if I were Ashley, I would just go for Keanu because like I would expect Keanu to like win out, or if not, like try to have him as like the replacement nom. Like though to be fair, it's like final six, so it's like veto doesn't really matter at this point. I mean, I think if I were Ashley, I would just put up Keanu straight away, like probably like Keanu and Lauren, or like again whichever one of Lauren or Kelly survives. And if Keanu wins veto, you just put up whoever else is in that trio, take him out. So I think that's what I would do if I were Ashley. Um, you think Lauren might put up Vincent and Norwegna during double? Yeah, that's a pretty good point. Like, I think if Lauren had more time to think about it, like she probably might just pull the trigger in putting up Morgan and Vince together. But I think like in the context of a double, it's like you're probably trying to think about okay, how can I like ensure that like my group like gets deeper into the game. So I think that's something. Uh, who Oh, so I haven't talked about the other one. So I talked about Morgan, Ashley, Lauren, Kelly, Ava. I think they would all do similar things. Ava's probably. I think Ava would put up Vince straight away because Ava's never really liked Vince that much. But I think Lauren may like hesitate like in like in the moment of a double. And then what would Keanu do? Like I think Keanu I think Keanu would probably like target like Lauren. Like if Lauren survives, like just target Lauren straight away. Maybe go for like probably go for like again, probably just try to like weaken like Lauren like as much as he can. So I think that's probably like what Keanu would do. Though again, wouldn't shock me if he does something like ridiculous, like put up Vince as a pawn or something, and Vince goes out. Like I think that'd be pretty funny. But yeah, I'm just again, I haven't followed the feeds as closely these last few days. Like I've just been like busy with like other stuff. So, but again, like I think like that's like I think that's like a sense of what could happen here tonight. Um, who do you think is the most likely to win? I still probably would have Morgan at number one at this point. Like I still think she again like she has like I think she still has like a decent amount of win equity. I think Ashley. I think at this point may have Ashley like a number. I still think like Ashley could potentially like catch up to Morgan like win equity wise, but it's like the problem is like I think I think time is just running out. Like, and I think unless like Ashley like really like wins like a comp and like is able to take out like a Vince or a Keanu or like some or even like taking out Morgan, like I think that could help Ashley win a jury vote. But I think just right now it's like there's just not much like love for Ashley's game, which I think is a shame, but it's just where we are currently at. Um, would Vince's HOH this week be bad if Lauren goes out, and would his HOH be worse this season? It's already really bad. I mean, the fact that he put up Lauren at all is like atrocious. Like again, like both like not only in the sense that he like burns Lauren, like Lauren is someone who was loyal to him, had no reason to put her up, and instead is like strong armed by Morgan in doing so. So I think it's bad. Like he burns his relationship with Lauren. If Lauren goes out, then she's probably like very unlikely to like vote for him in a jury. I think like the move also just makes him look like really ineffective. Like, and again, he just does more Vince stuff, like with the whining and him just being strong armed. Like I think this was. I feel like this was already like a very bad look for Vince, and like really like no matter who goes home tonight, I think he's gonna be in a pretty bad spot because obviously Lauren going would be disastrous. I think even like Keanu leaving, like Keanu like seemingly not wanting to target him that much. I think Keanu leaving again takes out a pretty big shield in front of him, and I think even Kelly leaving, it's like I think Kelly leaving is probably like the least bad of those options. But again, like you're also burning Lauren in that process. Like you're great, like because obviously Lauren is wanting to keep Kelly around. So it's like I feel like no matter what, like if you're Vince, like this is like a bad week, and it's like doesn't really matter like if Lauren actually leaves or not. Is this the first rock paper scissors blockbuster ever where anyone can go home depending on who wins up blockbuster? Yeah, like I thought you were gonna talk about the comp, but yeah, I do think it's like again, it's like the first time in a while where it does feel like any one of these three could go home. Um, because like I don't think there was any. Again, there wasn't really any scenario last season where it felt like one like anyone could go home depending on who wins. But like yeah, this feels like very like monumental here. Does Ashley put up Keanu? Depends. I think it'll largely depend on like if like Lauren or Kelly leave in the obviously obviously if Keanu leaves then she wouldn't. But I think there's definitely like a likelihood that she does. I mean, because like there was also a point like earlier this week where Ashley wanted to target Keanu, right? So like I think like she could and like yeah, there was a point like where she was also like wanting to work with him, but like I think she just got kind of got fed up with him because it's like it's Keanu. Let's see. I think Lauren might put up Vincent normal. Yeah, I already read that. Leave it to Big Brother to milk a twist to milk a twist people actually like dry. Yeah, I mean like yeah, it's like what are we doing? Like why do the fact that we even have a blockbuster at the final 7 is like ridiculous. And it's like yeah, it's like interesting now, but it's because there's only 4 people voting. So it's like well, 10 yeah, there's 3 people voting. So it's like it should never come down to like a competition like dictating everything, but again, that's Big Brother for you. Keanu versus Lauren. Keanu goes. Kelly versus Lauren. Lauren goes. Keanu versus Kelly. Kelly goes. Yep. Keanu went on record saying Morgan and Lauren. Okay. Yeah, I think it makes sense. Like, I think Keanu would want to like, I think he sees like both Lauren and Morgan as like these big hindrances to Vince because from what I understand, Keanu still wants to take like Vince like deep into the game, and I think like he wants to like essentially like force Vince to have to like turn away from them. So okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I didn't say that earlier, but makes sense. Yeah, yeah. The show starts at 8, so like 4 minutes from now. Which reminds me, I do need to turn this thing on. The issue with Morgan is people are targeting her moving forward. I mean, I think she's definitely gonna be in danger. Like, I think like obviously like you have like Lauren, her side of things, wanting to target Morgan, but obviously there's like a good chance one of them goes out tonight. If Lauren goes out, then does Vince get dragged as a goat? I think Keanu takes him to the end. I think like Keanu takes him to the end. I think Morgan takes him to the end. Uh, I think beyond that, it's like I think if like Ava gets sniped out, then Ashley probably takes him to the end, or Ava takes him to the end. Well, no. If Ava gets sent out, then Ashley takes Vince to the end. So again, I don't think everyone takes Vince to the end at this point, but I think like there's probably people who would. Um, no brainer for yeah. That's the other crazy thing. The fact that like Vince never didn't really consider putting up Ashley like is really insane. It's just a commercial for me. You probably don't remember, but I followed your channel since you had like 10 subs. You got recommended me during. Oh, nice. Yeah, I remember you, Green. Yeah, thanks for the support. We can do blockbuster at final 5. Uh, I mean, technically, no, right? Because like, okay, so no, you can't because again, I'll just use this is the final 5 here. So say Vince wins HOH, right? Put up Ava, Ashley, Morgan, and then what? Lauren wins Veto. If Lauren wins Veto and uses it on like Ava or something, no, you can't do it because yeah, because if the person off the block wins Veto and uses it on someone else, then there's no replacement nom. So no, you can't do it at 5. Yeah, mathematically, the last time you could do it is at final 6. Let's see. Vince always takes the worst of both worlds. Pretty much. So just say final 5 person isn't allowed to use the veto, and they do a blockbuster for the second vote that week. I mean that. I mean, I guess, but it's like, why would that doesn't like make that much sense? Because like because at that point, it's like, why even have like the person off the block win the veto anyway? I don't know. It feels like you're kind of like twisting the game for like no real reason, modifying the game to like. I don't think they're gonna go that far to like milk the blockbuster that much. Between whoever goes out of Morgan and Lauren wins the game because with Lauren staying, her trio stays intact would lead to Lauren win, and with Lauren out, Morgan likely wins. Um, I don't know. I mean, I still think Morgan will could face some difficulty in getting to the end. But like obviously Lauren leaving would be great for her. Who's a better player, MJ or Vince? By the way, the show is now starting. Anyway, we're getting to the recap now. By the way, I do have to close the polls. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just closing the polls right now. I think this end game could be interesting. I think it depends on how the double goes, who gets taken out. Because I could easily see it being like a steamroll, like with like the again if like Keanu and Morgan go, or or if it's like Keanu and Ashley, like I could see no if Keanu and Ashley goes, that would be awful. Like I think it's probably like the worst case scenario for me at least. Um, all right, recaps now finishing. Cheating Island. Oh look, we're getting the intro for once. Well, I guess we got it last night, but again, they're finally remembering the intro here. All right, intro's done. Good evening. I'm Julie Chen Moonves. What the heck? Why is it doing that? All right. I think Kelly could be the worst player to make jury in Big Brother. I think there's a strong argument for it. I mean, Kelly sucks. I mean, to be fair, she has played these past 2 weeks somewhat okay, but I do think she was greatly benefited by a twist, obviously, and even then, she could still go home tonight. I don't know, Julie. Who will? But first, well, that's definitely a life lesson there. But anyway, we're getting now to the post veto stuff. We're getting to the actual show now. Probably gonna spend a decent amount of time on like campaign. Like, I assume we're gonna have like 1 hour for like this round and then 1 hour for the double. Like, really try to like maintain that pacing. They're gonna have to anyway because of the blockbuster. So, all right, we have Morgan being like, "Oh man, Vince would be very upset if Lauren went home tonight." We could also have a jury house segment tonight. I didn't even think about that. Hmm. Yeah, Lauren sounds so torn up about this. Oh no. All right, so now we have Vince pretty upset in the HOH room alongside Morgan and Ashley here. All right, we have Ashley talking about wanting to evict Lauren. Makes sense. Really, you were forced, Vince. You obviously had no other options. No other options, Vince. So now we have Ava and Lauren talking. All right, we have Ava assuring Lauren the votes are there. All right, now we have Keanu pitching himself a little bit. Now Lauren is talking to Vince. Yep, Lauren is pretty upset that Vince is not who he says he was. Oh no, how who could have possibly seen this coming? Right, guys? So now Ashley enters the room. Lauren is still very torn up upon learning that she put her trust in the wrong person. Maybe. Yeah, they have the this my ideal top three comment. Uh-oh. We're going now to commercial here. Oh man, this is some riveting stuff here, folks. I mean, we're gonna get another segment probably. We're currently on commercial here. But like I said, I mean, I still think we are set up for at least an interesting blockbuster here. Just gotta get through this other stuff first. But yeah, I think that was a pretty good opening segment. The most likely outcome: Keanu wins blockbuster and Lauren goes home. Um, Again, I think Keanu seems pretty well built for this blockbuster. Um, Again, I think Lauren could be like, I think Kelly could be, I think Kelly or Lauren, like, I think they're gonna have to have really good aim. They if they want to have any shot at this, but yeah, like I think again, the advantage in this comp is not like your aim per se. It's more so like just being able to like run back and forth and just getting in as many like shots as you can. Um, Keanu, Ashley Morgan. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, those would be the votes in that scenario. Yeah, I agree. We're getting another Survivor commercial here. Back from commercial now. We're gonna get one more segment, setting up the interesting vote that we're gonna have here. Anyway, now got Ava and Lauren talking about how much Vince sucks and how Vince sucks and how he's Vinny the Lip. Yep, we have Lauren. Finally, she's done with Vince. Don't you see? I mean, she's totally gonna give up on him if she wins Blockbuster and then she wins HOH tonight. Anyway, now we're getting another Vince and Ashley talk here. We have Vince cramping up all of a sudden. Yeah, the edit's been like completely dunking on Vince lately, which is funny. Vince cramping up like his game. Yeah, indeed. Maybe. We got we got Keanu and Morgan now talking. Looks like Keanu's trying to do some campaigning here. Hope Kelly or Keanu goes this week. Well, you're in luck. They are two of the three people on the block right now. And again, it does seem like both of them leaving would be from a tie vote, so take that for what you will. We have Keanu pitching to target Lauren here. Maybe. All right, we have Ashley. Now we have Ashley try to shift the target away. We have her talking to Kelly here. All right, just more of this campaigning. All right, now we're going straight to commercial. All right, looks like we're getting another segment here after this, which again looks like we're not going straight to commercial. Who's the most likely double boot? Again, if we are assuming Keanu wins the blockbuster, that would obviously leave Kelly, Lauren, as the most likely target there, right? Um, yeah, uh, yeah. So if we assume Keanu's the favorite in this comp, then that means Lauren goes out, and then the double really just depends on who wins that HOH there. Because I think a number of things could happen depending on like who wins like the HOH following that. But I would expect Lauren to be in quite a bit of danger knowing what the comp is, the blockbuster. Um, Keanu does not win blockbuster. Do you think they vote him out over Lauren or Kelly? So it depends on which one. So I think if it's Keanu versus Kelly, if it's Keanu versus Lauren, I think Lauren probably goes. Um, I think Keanu goes over Lauren is what I'm getting the sense from right now. If it's Keanu versus Kelly, I think he probably stays. It really just depends on like again, because like as like Will noted earlier, like we are kind of like in this rock paper scissors world where it's like theoretically any one of the nominees could go home depending on which specific person wins the blockbuster. So like, I think that really like will factor into things. Okay, back from commercial. Looks like we're getting another segment here because Julie did like tee it up here. Yeah, and also we didn't get like the couch shot right before getting back from commercial. Anyway, We have Morgan being pretty torn up about this whole Lauren decision, which just want to tie for drama. I do think 2 of the 3 scenarios lead to a tie. Now we have Morgan, Vince talking. I guess again we've gone back to being a soap opera here. Yep. Now we have Vince. I saw this clip of him saying, "I'm a lock for second." Only person outside of you. Now they're arguing. That's unfortunate. Guess. No, I'm not showing it live. One, I don't really have the capability to do so, and also don't want to get copyright striked. So again, can't really help you there. Lauren goes out, then is that a game-ending move for Vince? I've already talked about this. I don't think it's necessarily a game-ending move for Vince. Like I still think he has a path to the end, but I do think it's like, again, like if Lauren goes, he definitely loses her jury vote. Which, to be fair, it's like I'm not sure if he would have her vote anyway. Again, I think Vince is already kind of screwed. Like I think no matter what, like he's not gonna get to the end in a winning position. I don't think anyone really respects him. Though obviously Lauren leaving on his HOH would make that even worse. But I don't know. I think his ship is already sunk. If I'm being honest. Anyway, we're still seeing this argument here because this is a soap opera. You have Morgan yelling at Vince from the shower. You didn't have to burn anyone, Vince. You did that. Anyway, Lauren enters. Only good move Vince could have made is having Ashley leave. Yeah, that probably would have been her best case scenario. Like the fact that his initial target was Ava this week is pretty wild. I think Lauren is done for. It could be done for her, but I don't think it's a guarantee. Again, it largely comes down to what happens in this blockbuster here. Anyway, Vince is now talking to Lauren. We'll see about that. Lauren's going home, I'm guessing. Again, like I've talked about it earlier, but again, it really comes down to who wins that blockbuster. Again, the way Lauren goes out is if Keanu wins the blockbuster. That's what it's looking like here. She will the third seventh place person to be. She will be the third seventh place finisher to be evicted on their allies HOH versus Blue, and then Leah now her. I'm guessing you mean in a row. Uh, hello, Syed, Syed Zain. I think I'm saying that correctly. Hey, welcome from India. What's happening in the show right now? We are currently getting set up to the blockbuster here. So basically, I talked about it earlier. We are in a situation to where, depending on who wins the blockbuster, any one of these three could go home. I mean, we can get through it more as we get closer to it, but currently we're just getting the setup. We're just getting like pre-recorded footage of like campaigning and stuff. We're gonna get to the blockbuster soon enough, and then we're gonna get into the double. So I now have stream here in India. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm so glad you could join us. I can help give you the play-by-play of what's happening here right now. We're having Morgan talk about her plan to target Lauren here. It would be funny if Lauren goes home, then Vince goes home. Yeah, that would be pretty funny. Okay. Okay, we are now going to commercial here. Oh, no commercial. We're going straight to the blockbuster here. All right, this is some exciting stuff here, everyone. All right, Julie's just introducing everyone. Maybe. Anyway, so so we already saw like what the comp is from Julie's Instagram. Basically, it's running back and forth. You have to grab balls from. You have to run downstairs, grab balls from like a pit, then run back up the stairs and drop them into a tube. How many balls do you have to get? Again, we're about to find out how many balls we have to get. It looks like you have to get like 3 or 4. All right, right now they're just going through the rules. Okay, so it's 4 balls at the land. All right. All right, so first person to get 4 balls will win. Okay, easy stuff. So there is a time limit too. The tiebreaker is whoever landed the most in the most amount of time, in the least amount of time. Anyway, the competition now started. They're all racing down to their pits. Kelly just dove straight in, going all in. Not sure why she's doing that, but Keanu and Lauren quick to get balls into place here. Keanu misses his first ball. Lauren drops her first ball. We have Kelly now on her platform dropping a ball here. Kelly misses. Keanu just dropped his second, misses. Lauren with her second ball now. And Lauren misses. Lauren currently in the lead with 1 ball, while Keanu and Kelly have none. Kelly and Keanu now back up with another ball. Lauren not far behind. Keanu misses again. Kelly misses again, and Lauren drops her second ball in. Lauren having a pretty solid lead right now. Keanu trying once again here, misses once again. But Lauren is already back up with another ball here. Lauren moving pretty methodically. Lauren drops a third ball here, just needs 1 more. Looks like Lauren is going to run away with this. Keanu still doesn't have a ball. Kelly also doesn't have a ball. Lauren, only person with any real shot of winning at this point, just needs to drop 1 more. She misses her fourth. Has to drop back and get another one here. Keanu drops again. Oh my god, this is so funny. Kelly is gassed at this point. She looks tired. Kelly finally drops the ball in. That's something, barely the nether. Keanu also finally drops the ball. Lauren misses yet again. So now Keanu and Kelly are on the board here with 1. The question is, can they catch up? No, they missed. They still only have 1. Lauren, though, has another opportunity to take it away. Misses again. So we are still underway here. No sense of how much time there is left here. But Keanu misses again. Kelly about to make yet another attempt. Kelly misses again. And Lauren has won the blockbuster. All right. So if you are just joining us, Lauren has won the blockbuster here. Wasn't particularly close either. Anyway, we're now going to commercial. So excited. Please keep saying what's happening. 6 a.m. Wow, 6 a.m. That's early. Yeah, so it is looking at this point that Kelly is about to be evicted here in a 2-2 vote. The expectation is, again, we talked about this a bit earlier here, but it is looking like we are looking at a tie here where Ashley and Morgan should be expected votes to evict Kelly here. Again, as this way of breaking up this trio of Ava, Kelly, and Lauren. You have Lauren and Ava sticking by their fellow ally and voting out Keanu. And that would leave Vince as the tiebreaker here. And it is seeming at the moment that he will vote to evict Kelly here. Though, again, he also has said that it is a game time decision. So, for all we know, Vince could still backtrack and go either way. But we do know, at the very least, that it is looking like a tie situation. But we are currently at commercial. Keanu stay. If I think Keanu's gonna be gone for sure. I think if Keanu stays, they won't get another chance to evict him. I think that could be a consideration, like because obviously I think it may be more of a consideration during the actual double, because obviously like you would assume that like Keanu would have a good shot of winning safety during the double because like normally it's like especially with that the veto, because I feel like the vetoes during double evictions are normally pretty physical. So like the thought is like if you can't get Keanu out now, then he's probably gonna win veto. But at the same time, it's like I think it's all gonna come down to Vince, like whether Vince decides to side with Morgan or he decides to side with Lauren here. Either way, he is going to be upsetting like someone that he does consider an ally here. The question is like who he is truly more loyal to. My sense is that he's probably more loyal to Morgan right now. Or even though they've had these arguments, I would expect him to think that he's already like burned Lauren. He's already burned Lauren a good amount. We are we getting back from commercial? No, we're still at commercial. I think Lauren, Ava, and Ashley vote for Keanu to leave. No, like we know that Ashley has already talked about wanting to take out Kelly as a way of weakening Lauren. But again, Ava and Lauren would be wanting to keep Kelly around at least. I don't think. I mean, Ashley has talked a bit about wanting to evict Keanu, but I think at this point she is probably more in lockstep with Morgan, because obviously Morgan is very much dead set in weakening Lauren, and obviously with Lauren not on the block, that would lead to her wanting to evict Kelly as one of Lauren's allies. You should take a shot at Keanu because he's the biggest threat for the end game. I think I probably would. I would probably agree. I mean, because like, yeah, I mean, because like you figure it's like yeah, Keanu is like someone who could win a lot of endgame comps. Also, would probably do the least to upset Keanu, but obviously if he evicts Keanu, then he also will be upsetting Morgan. So that's the tough thing about Vince. Like he's kind of in a lose lose situation, which is obviously like the main theme of the week here. But yeah, like I mean, it's like really, it's like no matter what, he's gonna like upset someone. It's a question of like who he like cares more about, like pleasing. We are still a commercial, by the way. Kind of a bigger jury threat. I think Kelly is. Yeah, I think that is also a consideration here. But we are now back from commercial here. I would assume they would not cut to commercial in the middle of the vote. I think they would just show the vote outright. But anyway, Julie is now talking to the house guests. She's about to announce the winner of the blockbuster here. It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see Vincent's reaction to all this. All right, cut to Vince. Vince is like standing up, hands on his knees. He's pretty happy by the outcome here. Goes to hug Lauren here. Morgan is hugging Kelly. You have Ava and Ashley talking, probably to lock in their plan here to evict Kelly. Question is, who talks to Vince? All right, you have Vince being pretty torn up. Cut the close up of Vince like being pretty emotional as he's hugging Kelly here, which makes me think he's going to evict Kelly here, but he's also hugging Keanu here. The question is like, is he going to talk to anyone before the vote? It looks like he is not. I think he realizes that he is going to have to break a tie here. We do see him talking to Lauren a little bit. We have Keanu explaining the comp. Not much happening here. All right. Julie is now bringing them to their seats. All right. Here we go. All right. Kelly is giving her speech first. She seems pretty excited. All right. Pretty standard stuff here. We have Keanu giving his speech here. The first time he's on the block by the time of the vote. Okay. All right. Speeches are done. Time to get to the vote. All right. We have Ava up first. Should be a vote for Kelly. Okay. Looks like the vote seems to have flipped. All right. We have Morgan. Oh no! Ava was always a vote for Keanu. I confused her for Ashley for a second. I've been doing that all season, but again, not unexpected. We have Morgan up next. Should be a vote for Kelly. All right. Should be a vote there. All right. We have Lauren. Should be a vote for Keanu. All right. Makes sense. Votes for Keanu. And then we have Ashley here. All right. There it is. Vote for Kelly. And now we've got a tie. All right. All right. Julie is explaining. All right. All right, let's see what he does. Yep. There we go. Vince stuck to what he said earlier, and Kelly is gone. All right, Kelly throwing Vince under the bus on her way out, saying that he does what Morgan wants. All right. Yeah, pretty fun eviction here. Again, Lauren, yeah, not too upset. Well, she's upset, but like not like visibly upset here. But yeah, that was a pretty fun exit from Kelly. All right, now we're getting a message from the mastermind here. Not even gonna get an interview from Kelly first. Keanu's an underdog. He's gonna win, I think. Yeah, I mean, again, I think you can debate what. Again, you can debate the merits of this, but obviously, it's like this is like decent, not a bad spot for Keanu. Keanu. All right. So Julie just announced Blockbuster is done. All right. So Julie's telling them to head out to the yard. I'm guessing. Are we getting an interview? Okay, we're getting one now. Let's see what Kelly thinks. Unfortunately, I can't. I don't really. Again, I'm literally watching the episode on my phone here. Again, so the quality wouldn't be very good. Yeah. I changed the board. Again, I just don't want to get in any trouble with like copyright and stuff. I don't want the stream to be taken down. So yeah, so I don't really want to like risk anything by like showing the actual show. All right, we have Kelly being pretty upset by Kelly Vince here. All right, you have Kelly at least showing a bit of self awareness here. Perhaps makes sense. Trust Lauren the most. Who's winning the double HOH? Depends on what the comp is. I mean, it's usually I think it's usually a mental comp, right? It's a quiz comp for the HOH and the double. It's like a mental. It's like a mental comp for HOH and then a physical comp for the veto, right? So I don't know. Again, you have like Ava, Lauren, even Morgan. I feel like they all have a pretty good shot of winning the HOH there. I know, right? Kelly's finally gone. Yeah, I'll do it in a sec. All right, I'll just take her away. All right, and I'm gonna try something here. Hold on, I'm just trying to line this up. I was trying to like squish her out of existence. There we go. All right, they're just showing the goodbye messages. Okay. All right, I'll just put everyone back where they were. Actually, Ava, Keanu, Lauren. All right. All right, I just have them all to the side there. Vince Kelly eye rolling Vince. Yeah, Vinny the Lip. All right, probably gonna go into commercial here, and then we're gonna get straight into this double. It is now 9 o'clock. All right, we're currently at commercial. But yeah, I mean, not again, can't complain about the outcome here. I feel like again, like for me personally, it's like of the three like people who were on the block, Kelly leaving like was probably like the finest outcome. Like again, I was kind of sick of Kelly. I felt like her shtick was getting kind of old, so I'm glad we were able to at least get her out now over, especially over Keanu. I think Keanu has more to bring. I think even Lauren staying, like, there's at least like some like interesting storylines that can come from that. So I think Kelly leaving is perfectly fine here. Uh, Kelly finally gone. Chat celebrating what should have happened 2 months ago. Yeah, I agree. Should have been gone years ago, or at least feels like years. You think we have a similar placement to Kelly? I mean, again, seventh place isn't too bad. You know, like you get to be part of jury. You know, you get to be there most of the time. Yeah, not bad planning spot. But we are currently a commercial here. think Kelly's the lowest person who made jury for a player ranking. Yeah, I think that's the other thing. So I already mentioned that I am going on vacation, and one ramification of that is that I'm going to have to like really like work to make the. I'm going to have to like really like front load as much of the player ranking as I can, so that way I'm not recording too much once I'm actually on vacation. But but yeah, like something I was a little worried about is like the idea of like people like Kelly making it super duper deep, and it's like I had to like wait for their games to finish, even though I know they would be pretty low. At least now that Kelly's out of the game, I can at least like properly assess her entire game. So at least that's something to note. At least now I don't have to like waste too much time here. Yeah, we are still commercial waiting for the actual HOH comp to take place. Anyway, we're just getting some commercials here. Grape soda power. Getting an amazing race commercial. How fitting. All right, looks like we're finally getting back from commercial here. All right. Okay, looks like it's a shuffleboard type of thing. Not really a mental comp. Hmm. Okay. So basically, you just gotta roll like 5 orbs or balls, I guess. All right. Okay. Looks like you gotta roll it up an incline here. All right. So anyway, we are now underway here in the comp. No one having immediate success here. So you gotta roll up this incline here and get to stick to like the edge. Now we're getting like a side view of each group. No one landing a ball yet. Again, really just trial and error here. Did someone land one? Okay, looks like Ashley is the first to land one up, and Morgan also has one in play here. Only one so far. Let's see who else. Looks like Morgan got a second ball in play. Lauren, Keanu has two in play here. Uh, Morgan has three. How many does Ashley have? I can't really see. Actually, Morgan has four now. Lauren only has one in play here. Looks like no. All right, we have Ashley at three. We have Morgan at four and Keanu at three. I think. Again, like just trying to catch the camera here. Looks like. Oh no, is she gonna hit one? Okay, she got one in play. Morgan has one HOH. Not too shabby. All right. Lauren Keanu, I'm guessing. Yeah, I think again, I think there's a couple of options to consider here. I think Ashley should be pretty safe. Ashley should be safe. I think Ashley could convince Ava. I think she could convince Morgan to keep Ava safe, right? She's not. So I think okay. So the thought is okay. Ashley should be safe theoretically. Vince should also be safe here, especially considering that we're getting combos. We have Vince and Keanu talking. Can't really make out what they're saying though. We have Morgan talking with Lauren here. All right. All right, you have her saying Lauren and Keanu as noms. Okay, so we heard Lauren say Morgan say herself that she is putting up Lauren Keanu. Trying to catch more conversations here. We have Vince just kind of like in the kitchen. Now we have Morgan looks like talking to was that Ava and Lauren here. We have Vince seemingly upset here. We have Ava now talking to Lauren. I think Morgan's asking Ava if she wants to be put up as a pawn. We have Vince and Lauren talking in the kitchen. All right, so we're at commercial now. Interesting stuff here. So you have Morgan telling Lauren up front that she is putting up Lauren alongside Keanu here, but then pulling Ava into the bedrooms, asking if Ava wants to be used as a pawn. I think the thought here is okay. If Keanu goes up straight away, he may be more motivated to play in the veto here. Either way, like Ava does seem to be the pawn here. So I guess we can just try to like forecast this out a little bit. So let's see. So we know that Lauren is 1000% going up. I mean, nothing too shocking here. Trying to get the size right. Right. Okay. 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 Yeah, I was just trying to get the size right. Yeah, and also I had Keanu blown up already. So let's try to like forecast what will happen here. So let's see. So we have okay. Okay, so we have Keanu Lauren here, right? Morgan cannot vote. Okay. So let's say these are the noms, and then noms say the same. Let's say Keanu fails to win veto. Veto's not used. These are the final noms. So we have 3 votes here. So it is kind of an interesting vote. I think Ava. Yeah. So in this case, it's like Ava's probably a vote for Keanu. Uh, Ashley's a vote for Lauren. And then Vince would be the swing vote here. It's like, does Vince just cut Lauren in that case? Who won Blockbuster? It was uh, it was Lauren who won the Blockbuster, right? So Lauren won Blockbuster. It was Keanu, Kelly on the block. It was a tie vote where Ashley and Morgan voted to evict Kelly, while Ava and Lauren voted to evict Keanu, and then Vince broke the tie to evict Kelly. So that's what happened in the Blockbuster. And then we just saw that Morgan won the HOH. So we're just trying to figure out what will happen here. So again, assuming these are the final noms, I'm guessing this is where we stand. I mean, where it's like Ava votes to evict Keanu, like again trying to do a similar thing. Again, not trying to break up, obviously trying to keep Lauren safe. Ashley votes against Lauren here, tried to further weaken that trio. Unless it's like, I mean, I don't know. Ashley was trying also to like evict Keanu at a point. But if if these are the final noms, then it's like it looks like Vince would be the swing vote here, and it's like again, it would be very fitting for him to evict Lauren here. But honestly, I could see him going either way if I'm being honest. So it's like unless like he feels like super burned by Lauren. I mean, he did also say Lauren is ideal final 3, so maybe he evicts Keanu there. Also, like KO Keanu, who's like a bigger physical threat. So I think that's like one thought here for what will happen with noms. Also, I think, but also Morgan has been would be pushing to evict Lauren here. It does seem like Lauren's the primary target in this situation here, but it's not gonna matter too much because we are back from commercial here. We're gonna get the noms right here. Looks like we are about to get the noms here. I'll just leave this up for a second. All right, Julie's calling them all to the living room now to do the noms. Taking a while to sit down here. Again, so we did see Morgan talking initially about putting up Keanu and Lauren head up, straight up, but was also asking Ava about being a pawn here. But we'll see what she does here in just a moment. Okay. All right, those are the noms. They're already sitting on the couch. It's funny. Okay. All right, we'll just leave Morgan here. All right, we'll just leave Ava, Ashley, and Vince here. Okay, going to commercial now where we're going to get to the veto here. Okay. All right, interesting. Looks like it's gonna be a quiz comp. So they're doing the quiz comp for the veto. That's interesting. Well, in that case, I mean, it's like Lauren could win this. To be fair, I feel like this could go either way. Obviously, I could see Ava winning it. I could see Morgan winning it. I could see Lauren winning it. Even Ashley, I think, could be in an interesting spot here. But if Ava wins veto, does Ashley get renom? I mean, yeah. I mean, if Ava wins the veto and uses Lauren, then I think Morgan would put up Ashley in that spot because at that point, it's like the only other option is Vince, unless like she's like, look, you gotta stay on the block to ensure that Kiana goes home. So I guess we could like just talk through the scenarios here. So obviously, I think right now, I'd say right now, Ava's probably the most likely renom here. I mean, we did literally see Morgan's telling Ava about this, and I think the other thought is like, okay, you gotta, if like you can't get out Keanu, then at that point you gotta like put up like Ava to ensure it's one of those to ensure that Lauren goes out. So again, if we can talk about the votes here, so if it's Ava versus Lauren, I think it's probably just a 2-1, like 2-1 Lauren, right? Ashley votes Lauren, Keanu votes Lauren. Vince probably throws a sympathy vote onto Ava, but it's probably not gonna matter. So again, Lauren goes out in this scenario. If it's Ava versus Keanu, Ava versus Keanu, I'm not gonna shrink it down. Lauren votes to keep. Ava votes out Keanu. Ashley probably votes for Ava in this scenario. Then Vince swing vote here. Could he? No, he votes for Keanu. I think. Yeah. So in that case, yeah, probably votes out Keanu here. I feel like he would have to at that point. And then the other scenario, right? Again, where Ava wins veto, uses out Lauren, leaves us with Ashley versus that leaves us with Ashley versus Keanu. I think Keanu just go here? Like, yeah, you have Lauren, Ava, Vince. It's like I don't know. Vince might vote for Ashley, but I don't know. I think Keanu probably goes on that scenario. So okay, so I think that's where we currently stand. Again, kind of an interesting scenario here. I could be wrong, obviously, but like that does seem to be where we are currently at here. Yeah, Ashley's the ultimate floater. Is she? I mean, she was pretty loyal to the judges. I mean, until the judges were kind of blown up. I wouldn't really call her a floater per se. But we are still a commercial here. We are waiting for the veto here, where we know it's going to be a mental comp. Kind of stunned Ashley has made final five. Well, let's not count our eggs before they hatch, but it is looking like she's pretty safe here. I mean, Morgan winning was a pretty good outcome for her, I'd say. We have 34 people on stream right now. Welcome on board. If you're just joining us, Morgan won HOH. She has put up Keanu and Lauren. We are about to get to the veto comp, where we saw it is a quiz-based comp. For now, it does seem like Ava's the most likely renom here if the veto were to be used. So obviously we'll have to see who exactly wins the veto there. Yes, it is currently commercial where I'm at. Is this the first week where every nominee could actually recently have been voted out, depending on who won the blockbuster? Yeah, I'd say so. Would Vince use the veto on Lauren? I think he's gonna vote. I think he's gonna throw the veto. If I'm being honest, like I think he's going to try his hardest to not be in that position because I think he knows that like he wants. I think he knows that Morgan would like Lauren to leave. And I don't think he wants to be in the position to like have to like use the veto on Lauren and possibly burn her by not using it. So I think Vince is gonna throw it. Vince can't use the veto. Why not? I mean, he could win it. But anyway, we're about to get straight into the comp here. I'm gonna minimize the screen so I can't really see what's happening. Perhaps. All right. All right. I'm bad at these, so okay. Getting to it now. He's in B. All right. Everyone answered B. It was fairly obvious. All right. Okay. Everyone's on equal footing right now. Guess I can do this to distinguish them. Anyway, so getting to the next question now. Looks like he's in C. Okay. All right. Most people are answering C here, but Ava answered A. Ashley answered C. So everyone except Ava answered C here, which is the correct answer. All right. Ava is now behind. He's an A here. Okay, this is actually kind of easy, actually. Everyone answered A. All right. I think we trying to make some of these harder, but we'll see. He is in. Where is he? He's in C. Okay. All right. Everyone answered C. Right now, we are all tied up except for Ava, who's behind. Where is he? Oh my god, that was so freaking easy. C. Oh, interesting. Vince has answered B. Everyone else has answered C. I think Vince is trying to. I think Vince is throwing at this point. He has to be throwing, right? Okay, so now Vince is behind alongside Ava here. Yeah, he's definitely throwing at this point. Okay, where is he? I didn't catch it that time. Anyway, so it looks like most people are answering B here. A mixture of opinions here. Looks like Lauren, Ava, Ashley answered A, Morgan, Keanu answered B, Vince answered C. All right, okay. B is the correct answer. So Morgan and Keanu are ahead. Okay. So this point is now a tie between Keanu and Morgan here. Let's see what happens. C is the final answer here. That one's pretty easy here. Let's see what happens here. Both Keanu and Morgan answered C, so it looks like we're about to get to a tie here. Ava, Vince answered B here. All right. All right. Looks like we're going to a tiebreaker now. Okay, so basically, how long was the wall comp? Keanu quickly locking in an answer of 1800 seconds, which is what, like 30 minutes? That's not right. Yeah, so Keanu's saying it's 30 minutes, so Morgan definitely a lot slower to get this answer through. Yeah, Keanu definitely below it for sure because it was like an hour, right? And Keanu basically just said like 30 minutes. Okay, Morgan just scrambling here. So she has. Oh no, she threw 120. Yep, Keanu won. All right. Yeah, it was literally just how many seconds are. All right. Going to commercial now. Let's see Morgan out. Well, she can't go out because she's HOH. So yeah, not looking great for Lauren here. Um, Easiest veto of all time. Yeah, you have Kiana pointing out. It's like you have Lauren one blockbuster. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're all just talking about the competition here. Yeah, so yeah, it looks like Kiana. Yeah, because I think Kiana recognized it's like yeah, it was only 30. I thought it was only 30 minutes. Like yeah, good for Keanu. Like he won the veto here. Not too bad. I'm guessing Ava is going to be the replacement nom here. Again, to guarantee that Ava can't be a vote to save Lauren. And then, yeah, it looks like I think Lauren just goes out, right? And makes sense. Which, by the way, I need to put in a poll question. But yeah, I'd say that was a pretty easy comp for the most part. But yeah, I think Morgan just simply didn't know. Like, I think she just didn't like have like a great sense of like how many minutes it was. But anyway, I'm gonna create a poll question now. So it's Ashley, Ava, Keanu, Lauren, and Vince. Um, Morgan thought it was 2 minutes. I guess so. No, I think she just kind of like she was like, I think she just kind of just gave up. Uh, just look at all the spoilers and life feeds. I don't care. I don't blame you. Ashley needs to go. What do you have against Ashley? What has she ever done to you? Morgan managed to nominate every member of the opposing alliance on her back-to-back HOHs. Yep. We are still at commercial right now. Going to have a pretty straightforward veto meeting, I feel like. Can't forgive her 2 hour. It wasn't even 2 hours, right? Like it was like wasn't it like just like exaggerated? Like wasn't it like 20 minutes or something that they just like said was 2 hours? Like how long was the shower? Like I know it wasn't 2 hours. Like right. We are back from commercial, by the way. We are getting to the veto meeting. Yeah, how long was the shower? I know it wasn't 2 hours, right? Anyway, Julie's calling everyone back to the living room here. All right, getting to the veto meeting now. All right, Keanu uses it on himself here. Already like took him off. Yep. Ava is the replacement nom here. Okay, I'll just move these. All right. So we have our final noms here, Ava and Lauren. It is looking like Lauren is about to be evicted here. Again, at the very least, you have Ashley and you have Keanu being both to evict Lauren here. Again, Vince could make things interesting. Obviously, you don't really know, but again, it's not going to matter what he does. We have Lauren just standing up before commercial here. They were smart. They voted out Ava. I mean, it doesn't matter as much, but at the end of the day, it's like again because like Lauren's like more capable in competitions than Ava. It's like yes, like Ava's arguably a bigger jury threat, but it's like you can also take her out later. Like I feel like Lauren's like someone I would be more worried about to win a competition from this point on. So I don't know. I think taking out Lauren makes sense here, especially for like again for Keanu, like you need to win out. Like you need to take out like the biggest competitors. And then if you're Ashley, it's like again, I think for Ashley, like again, Ashley has a final two with Ava, so it's like it makes again like there's like a reason to keep Ava more so than just taking out Lauren. But it totally makes sense for Lauren to go out on the spot. I think Lauren's biggest mistake in this game was not trying harder to keep Zach. I mean, there's probably bigger mistakes than that. I mean, I think Lauren's biggest issue is just being too loyal to Vince, you know, and also just like not really like pushing for her way a lot of times. We are still a commercial right now. Lauren's been too wishy washy. I think she's just like not. She's just too passive at the end of the day. Like, oh, was this a good double? Yeah, I think it was fine. Like, again, I think Kelly going is perfectly fine. Like, I think there was definitely some intrigue with like the first half of it. I feel like there were definitely worse things that could have happened here. Like, it's not like an all time great double. Like, I feel like there's still like probably better ones out there, like the BB13 one where Jeff went out. Even the BB15 one with Judd going out. Those are probably better. But this was decent. Definitely like better than like more recent ones. I feel like. I think part of it was just Lauren's not talking to people, so Morgan to feel so burned by her that turned her into not with me rather than Lauren to a lot of players. I think part of it's that. I think part of it's I mean part of it's that. Part of it's also like Lauren like targeting Morgan. Like I mean like it was kind of like a mutual like thing. And I think part of it's also like a failing on Vince's end. Like the fact that Vince like wanted to work with these two, but like couldn't really get them on the same page. Like when he very well could have. We should have a clear favorite, but the season everyone had rooted for, so how early. That's a shame. We are back from commercial now. We are going to get straight into the eviction here. All right, Ava's giving her speech first. Very slow to get up, I feel. Yep, Ava's pretty torn up here. It is crazy Keanu's in the final five, by the way. Like I think I should say that up front. All right, Lauren's giving her speech right now. Yep. Both of them are super emotional. Craziest part is he didn't even need the comp every single round. He was in danger now because he's throughout all seven through. I don't know. There are definitely rounds he goes out without winning blockbuster. Anyway, getting to the vote now. Okay, we have Vince up first here. Kind of anticlimactic what he does here. I think the assumption is he's supposed to keep Lauren, and like you make it a bit more suspenseful. All right, Vince for Ava makes sense. Love and miss you, Kelsey. All right, we have Ashley up next. All right, vote for Lauren. Julie just racing her out. All right, Keanu should be a vote for Lauren. Yep, makes sense. If Blockbuster ended up getting a jury, this game would be different. I would agree. I mean, also be different if it wasn't for White Locust, but here we are. Anyway, Lauren's about to be evicted here. Julie is now announcing the results here. All right. Again, nothing too shocking here. Everyone just giving hugs. Vince looks very upset here. Does she even hug Vince? I think that'll be a question. Yep. Oh yeah. Very unfortunate. Is Vince screwed of winning the game? He's been screwed for like weeks. I feel like, but yeah, especially now, it's like yeah, he is like zero chance of winning a jury vote at this point. Anyway, Lauren's now walking out the door. Probably just gonna get an interview here. Lauren seems pretty excited to see Julie though. Morgan rubbing Vince's back right now. All right, we now have Julie talking to Lauren. I agree. All right. Says Morgan has a great shot to win the game. All right. She's asking about Vince. All right. She gives like kind of a non-answer. Yeah, I think she's just trying to be polite, but like I feel like she can't be happy about Vince at this point. Would Lauren vote Morgan over Vince in the final two? I think she might, for all I know. Like I'll probably wait for the exit interviews to come out. I'm gonna have to because I have to make the jury scenarios video this weekend, but that's the sense I get right now. Vince voting wrong here. Morgan's the only one with a perfect voting record. That's interesting. Oh, only one with a perfect voting record who could still win. That's interesting. I don't really follow like the voting record. Well, I would need it in front of me to like see it, but like I'll take your word for it. Uh, I don't know. Do they vote for Vince over Ashley? I'm not sure. Like, I don't know. Like, okay, just going to commercial now. After that, it's just gonna be the unlock stuff. I mean, who really cares? But yeah, that was the episode. I'm probably not even gonna update the stuff tonight, like the games and stuff. I'll probably wait for tomorrow because, to be honest, I'm kind of tired. Anyway, I'll at least do the pool. The pool. I mean, uh, I'll do the pool at least. But yeah, yeah, but definitely like the draft and the polls are gonna wait for later. I think. I also I had to do the boot list at some point as well. Ugh. Yeah, I'll do this now. Ava, Ava, Ava. Okay, Vince. Q-Boy has Lauren. That's unfortunate. Jay has Ava. I have Vince. Skyrus picked Lauren. Oh boy. May have picked Ava. Ace picked Vince. Pick for both. 1, 2. So Ace and Blue are the only ones that picks left. Ouch. Right? Didn't Will have more picks? Skyrus picked wrong. They all picked wrong. Yep. Dang. What a turn of fate here. Okay. All right, so now they're just doing the unlock stuff. All right, James Gunn's, I guess, I suppose. No, I'll at least do the. I'll let me check chat again.
cheered so hard for Keanu winning. Yeah, man, I'm pretty happy Keanu's in the final five. Uh, Ashley had her mistaken vote. Oh yeah. Okay. It's just about the votes. So the final five, he loses Dave, Morgan, Keanu. Ashley is 50-50. Yeah, I think it's kind of up in the air with Ashley. Like we'll have to like learn more information. Who's taking the W now? Obviously, I still feel good about Morgan. Still, I think her like weakening, taking out Lauren's pretty good for her. Keanu has a big chance of winning out from this point on. I'm probably hiring Keanu at this point to win out. It's probably it's realistically between Keanu and Morgan at this point, and then I think I'd have like Ashley in third. I think Morgan and Keanu are in the most danger at Final Five. Yeah, they're in the most danger, but they're also like the best competitors left. So I think that's a major thing going for them. Score. All right, I'm gonna try to calculate the scores right here. So 8, 7, Adrian was booted in week 3. Um, okay, I'll no, probably doing this. Who picked? Will was week 9, right? So week 9. There's, I guess they made a BB comic for him. Cool. Okay, so Mickey was week 8, right? Week 8. Okay, got that in. Kelly, 7, 2. Catherine is week 7, 4. Ten, 9, 10. Whoops. 9, 8, 7, 6. 2. Ten, 9, 8, 7. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna check chat again. Okay, so that's the episode pretty much. I mean, there's not much left to really get into. Alright, I'm just gonna read chat here. Zero clear the pen. Yeah. Does feel fitting for both of Vince's non-Morgan Final 2s to go home on the same night. Yeah, that is very Vince coded to me. Both of the hands of Morgan. Morgan wins safety in the next 3 weeks. Is that a new record for longest consecutive weeks with immunity BVUS? I need to double check that. I'm not entirely sure. So happy tonight went perfect for you. That's great to hear. Vince should have voted Keanu out over Kelly. I think it's up in the air, honestly. It's like, yeah, it's like Keanu's a bigger comp threat, but also it's like, I mean, he did vote. It's like Keanu's like a bigger comp threat, yes, but he also does need to like, because like because like he's like he needs to like maintain Morgan as well if he wants any shot at getting to the end. Because at this point, I think Vince has to know he's playing for second, right? Yeah, he's for himself winning because Morgan were easy beats. Lad, he got dragged as a go. Yep. Who do you think is winning the season? Still Morgan at one. Again, I think it's between Keanu and Morgan. I think both of them have one equity, and I think both of them have the ability to win comps to get to the end. I think Morgan probably has a slightly better path outside of winning comps, but I think Keanu is someone who could still like very easily win out from this point. I mean, I gotta calculate a score here, right? Sum 10, 10. Okay, so there's that score. And then the sum of 2. Okay, we have to check that. 11, 18, 23, 32, 33, 35. Okay. All right. All right. I think I can announce the winner of the pool game. Let me just answer chat here. Keanu beats everyone in. I don't know. I mean, I think if he gets to the end, probably. I don't know. I still think others have a shot though. Keanu, Ashing, Morgan are the three I'm rooting for now. Not a bad top three, I feel. did that. But yeah, I mean, not bad double, all things considered. I feel like, while it's not completely unexpected, I probably would have been. I feel like there are definitely worse outcomes we could have gotten from that, but again, that's just me. But as I mentioned earlier, this is actually going to be my final live stream for Big Brother of the season. I said in the last video that I'm going on vacation next week. Um, shouldn't interfere with the videos too much. I mean, I'm still going to be making like the 49 preseason power ranking, BB27 jury scenarios, BB27 player ranking, and I'll be like doing like my coverage of like HK and Amazing Race. However, by the nature of the vacation, I'm not going to live stream during that. So this is my final live stream for Big Brother this season. Obviously, it was a lot of fun covering with y'all. Again, still expect the normal content for Big Brother as we head towards the end game here. Any other thoughts at this time, or any other things you want to talk about? But yeah, I mean, I still think like Morgan and Keanu are probably the front runners to win at this point, both from a competition perspective, but also from a win equity standpoint. I wouldn't rule out Ashley. Again, we'll see what she does, but like, I'm not feeling great about her. I feel like this was Keanu staying is probably not the best outcome for Ashley in terms of her like getting to the end in a winning position. But obviously, Ava staying is like decent, as well. Yeah, that's pretty much everything I've got here. But so the 49 preseason power rankings coming out on Saturday, and then everything else coming out soon enough. If you haven't already, join the Discord server. I see that Plu join the Discord server. Thank you for joining. Do you think Vince can't win the game? Yeah, I think he's no way he's winning the game at this point. Again, you never really know, but I can't imagine with the way he's played this game that any jury would respect him. But what do I know? Yeah, thanks, Scrappy. I really appreciate it. But yeah. But yeah, I mean, thank you so much for joining us. I mean, obviously, this was a lot of fun doing. Um, Now, if you want to see me streaming some more, I mean, once HK gets settled in and once HK gets started and I'm back, I mean, I am going to be doing my streams with Flynn Masters, Ultra, and Gem. So be on the lookout for that. And obviously, my standard coverage beyond that. But yeah, I mean, thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Thank you. I feel like this was definitely a very interesting night, all things considered. And until next time, see ya.